London, Britain's International Development Secretary, Priti Patel, on Wednesday became the second cabinet minister to quit in a week, a significant new setback for Prime Minister Theresa May as her shaky government grapples with critical decisions ahead of the country's departure from the European Union. Ms. Patel, 45, resigned after breaching ministerial rules by holding a dozen unauthorized meetings with Israeli officials during a summer vacation, giving a misleading impression about whom she had informed and failing to disclose all the relevant details to Mrs. May. This new political turmoil is likely to increase speculation about the strength of Mrs. May's grip on power, and comes at a tense moment in discussions on quitting the European Union, or Brexit. The resignation also follows a series of sleaze and sexual harassment allegations in Parliament, which prompted another cabinet minister, Defence Secretary Michael Fallon, to quit last week, and threatens another. The litany of accusations against Ms. Patel, who was summoned home from a working visit to Africa, made the minister's resignation almost inevitable, turning her slow-motion departure from government into a protracted political pantomime. The progress of Ms. Patel's return flight from Kenya was monitored by thousands online, and on Twitter, users created a hashtag #Brexit, a reference to Ms. Patel's support for Brexit. Television cameras were on hand at Heathrow Airport to catch Ms. Patel's arrival and her walk to a waiting official ministerial limousine that took her to London and eventually to 10 Downing Street to meet with Mrs. May. That proved to be one of her last such journeys. Within a few hours, Ms. Patel issued a letter accepting that her actions fell below the high standards that are expected of a Secretary of State, and offering a fulsome apology alongside her resignation. Mrs. May accepted the resignation rather than firing Ms. Patel, adding that, because further details have come to light since a discussion on Monday, it was right that you have decided to resign. Critics accused Ms. Patel of freelancing on foreign policy, and her failure to be completely candid about the extent of her activities ultimately sealed her fate, as information kept emerging. Her private meetings included one with Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and it later emerged that she discussed sending aid money to the Israeli authorities. Israel's Haaretz newspaper reported that, during her visit to the country in August, Ms. Patel visited an Israeli military field hospital in Golan Heights, even though her government regards the area as occupied territory. Mrs. May's office, meanwhile, denied reports in Britain's Jewish Chronicle that her aides had instructed Ms. Patel not to include one of her meetings on a list of such contacts that she published on Monday, in an effort to close out the gathering crisis. For Mrs. May, the episode has been a particular headache because Ms. Patel is a passionate supporter of Brexit within a cabinet that was constructed carefully to balance views on Europe. Earlier this week, Mrs.